Recently I was asked why I don't do any more videos, and my response is in this video. Why I have stopped doing these videos, shooting videos, speaking into a camera and then posting it on YouTube. I don't do that as much as I used to, maybe even 5 or 6 months ago. There are a few reasons why I've stopped doing this. I've not entirely stopped, actually. I still post a few things, which is just me writing a lot and get Siri to do the speaking. So, which is something I have done. But anyways, when this guy asked me what's happened, you're not doing any more videos, and he was not asking in a inquisitive manner. He was asking it more from a mocking manner. And what I'd like to say in this video is that the human psyche, the human consciousness is constantly developing and changing. It's growing not just in one direction, as in, or it's going vertically, or it's going, down to up. That's not how it works. Although it does, in a grand scheme of things, there's only one way, which is you're evolving. Basically, your level of consciousness constantly keeps developing and raising. So what's happened is, I have gone through an evolutionary phase as well. You go through different phases, but I'm going through different phases because this is something that interests me. I like to do some inquiry, not just about everything around me, but everything within me. The whole concept of the I, self-enquiry, just finding out some answers. More importantly, being able to ask some questions that are probably not asked in the past. So as far as the phases are concerned, the current phase that I've been in roughly, since the beginning of the year, has been one of, it's almost like hitting a roadblock. When you're doing a marathon, you hit a wall. It's called the runner's wall. And what happens is, after that, you are, no matter what you do, you're just stuck. And then once you go past that wall, then it becomes a sort of a fluid state of being, a flow. You're so much in a sort of a trance mode. So what had happened was, I was stuck in this concept of evolution, the whole understanding of evolution, the whole understanding of language and semantics and labels and words, and the big one of all, illusion, the illusory nature of this thing called everything. Or this is something that I will find very hard to actually articulate and put into words. The illusory nature of everything. What is everything? Everything is just an illusion. You look at the moon, you look at the stars, you look at the sky, you look at everything, and then you begin to wonder, what is all this? What am I? What is happening? What is this thing called body? Why is everything so large and so big? Why is the earth so big? Why are the other planets so far away in the distance? Why do we have so many different kinds of living beings, or living entities, or living things, even including trees and plants? What are all these things? Why have all these things come about? How have these things come about? Or why is there this thing called evolution? Why do things evolve? How have we all come from nothingness, just out of nothing? There was nothing on this planet called Earth, and then there was, when you look at the Big Bang Theory and all those things, and you think about how everything has come about, and you think you're on this Earth, and which has been going around the sun for millions and millions of years, and there was no life on Earth before there was water on Earth, and the chemical reaction that water caused when it got together with Earth, with the mud, that created life. And the first form of life started from there on, when H2O mixed with the earth. I don't know what chemicals they are, how I can label them into and give it a chemical name, but that's what brought about life. The blue-green algae. And how everything has come about after that. The algae. So life basically started on water, and then it moved on to land. And even the concept of water itself is, water has this tendency, because of gravity, to go and land into the deepest parts of Earth. So if the way we see Earth is, we see it as a spherical object, but that is because of the presence of water. But if there was no water, the Earth will not be in a perfect spherical shape. It's got deep valleys, it's got the, things like Mount Everest, it's got the Pacific Ocean, and apparently there's a mountain as big, if not bigger, than Mount Everest under the Pacific Ocean. So you can imagine how oddly shaped Earth is. And it's water that gives it the spherical shape. Because of gravity, it just goes to the lowest, the deepest part of the Earth, and it sits there. And all that is remaining is land. There's land everywhere. We call land that is not occupied by water. But even under water, there is land. So how evolution came about, and all these things about language, and the concept of language, and labels and words. That's what, even when I use the word evolution or illusion, everything is just words and language. Everything is just language, labels, words, speech, or just semantics. It's nothing more than that. The way we think and the way we feel can be expressed and articulated only with language and with words. So my ability to express everything, all my thoughts, all the concepts that occur to each one of us, the only way we can actually communicate that to anyone is by use of words and language, which is a very limited concept. Even the names of countries and everything that I see, even things like family and job and career and money and the amount of money, all that is just, numbers are also just words. Everything is just language and words. So I have been stuck in the space of illusion, evolution, and language. And I'd done a video some time back that I was going right back to basic positive thinking. Because no matter what I do, yes, we all understand that we are all part of evolution, and everything is an illusion. Everything is definitely an illusion. And the only way we can communicate, at least among human beings, is by the use of language. So no matter what I think, no matter how evolved I am in my way of thinking, I had to find a place where I can easily connect with people and with everything and everyone. That connectedness can only be maintained by just being open-minded, being optimistic, being a positive thinker. And all that is just consciousness, raising consciousness, this total understanding of the everythingness, the complete understanding of the absolute, of infinity, of God, of consciousness. Everything is consciousness. Everything is consciousness. Consciousness, there's one type of consciousness which is more like knowledge and understanding and awareness. But there's a much bigger consciousness that is at play, which is why a seed becomes a fruit. Why, when you sow a seed, that becomes a plant or a tree. There is this bigger consciousness that is at play, this movement, this intention of of moving forward. This intention, we're constantly moving forward. Intention. Wayne Dyer called it the future pull. Not the future pull, it's just a future pull. It's pulling towards the future. It's constantly moving forward. A seed actually becomes a plant or a tree or a fruit or a living entity. And what is that? Why does it become? How does it become? We can language it and say, okay, this is how plants work. You know, we can give it a lot of chemical names and some chemical characteristics. It's because of this. We can bring physics into it. We can bring botany and biology into it. But the fact of the matter remains that these things are happening. We can label them with the use of language and try to explain all this. But the fact of the matter is we can never become that. That bigger consciousness is something that cannot be attained. That is something, there is something larger, there is something bigger that is at play. That intention, that consciousnness, that movement. So why no videos? Why no videos? Because I am stuck in this phase of language and illusion and evolution.